Well, it's great to be here in this leafy suburb of Maruka with local member Simon Finn. This suburb is typical of so many Brisbane suburbs, beautiful character housing and quiet neighbourhoods. And this is parts of these are the sorts of suburbs where people know that Brisbane is growing, and as indeed are so many other major regional cities of Queensland. That is why it is so important for us to get our planning regime right. Yesterday, I committed a new Labor government to maintain third-party appeal rights on development decisions. And today, we'll take that one step further. A new Labor government will put in place a pilot program that will require the City of Brisbane and the City of the Gold Coast to put in place independent planning advisory panels that will be required to assess every major development and publish their recommendations before those councils make a decision on it. This, hand in hand with our policy that I announced yesterday to require all political donations to be publicly declared within 48 hours of them being made, all of that together means that we will make the planning process and the decision and development process in our two biggest cities much more transparent. Given what we have seen, and given the revelations that we have seen day in and day out over the past few months about how the Brisbane City Council operated under Campbell Newman's leadership, these new provisions will make sure that developer donations and planning decisions will all be known at the time that they are being made. The pilot program will require City of Brisbane and the City of the Gold Coast to put in place independent development advisory panels, and their recommendations will have to be made public at least 1 week before those councils make a decision on the development. This means that if those councils want to make a decision against that independent panel, they'll have to give a public explanation for that. And there may well be a good reason to do so, but it will have to be transparent. We've picked the cities of Brisbane and the Gold Coast because they are the two cities that are the fastest growing in Queensland. Between these two cities, they account for around 43% of all development application decisions. So almost half of all development decisions in Queensland are made by the City of Brisbane and the City of the Gold Coast. In fact, there are another 8 cities that are in the top 10 fastest growing, and we will certainly look to expanding this if the pilot program proves successful. This is not about adding unnecessary links into the process. This is about giving people a say about how their neighbourhood and how their suburbs grow. We know that Brisbane, the Gold Coast and parts of Queensland are growing very rapidly. We need to plan for that growth, and we need to give people a say in it. We need to keep the community and neighbourhood voice in the planning and growth of our cities. Campbell Newman wants to silence that voice. We want to give people more of a say. The independent panels will be required to give the public a chance to submit their views and their objections to any major developments in their suburb. So Labor wants to give locals more of a say in the planning and development decision making about their suburbs. Campbell Newman wants to take that say away. We want to make the development and developers and the development and political donation process more transparent. That's why we'll require every political donation to be publicly declared within 48 hours of it being made. All of this adds up to a much more transparent process, particularly in our big cities where these decisions are being made on a very regular basis.